It's good. It's good stuff. Well, there's a reason. There's a reason TikTok. I mean, it's a toxic environment, but I'm still on there just for reach. So hopefully I can
Oh
get them
yeah,
into this environment and we can talk in longer form conversations. Um,
the
but
last
yeah,
thing is, are
whatever
you gonna?
works for like the moderate conservative swing voter. Definitely let me know what seems
Yeah.
appealing for people that. Cause I mean, I understand. I've been trying to talk to liberals where it's like, many conservatives literally just don't get a lot of the stuff, and it's not their fault. But when you yell at them, and you think because you're smart, you're allowed to just be like a dick to them. Like I'm a dick to people
Mhm.
if they're dicks to me, obviously, but um, like sometimes you have to understand like this person just thinks you hate them. A lot of people just think liberals hate them because they're gonna say like, oh, you don't believe in pronouns or whatever, or like you don't think there's racial injustice or white privilege. It's like, well, there's probably a longer conversation we need to have before you put like a moral judgment on people because they really, I mean, because to someone who doesn't understand it, they just think we're just yelling because we think they're bad and evil. So whatever messaging
You,
works, whatever message works, you know.
yeah, and you'd be surprised how much of that it would be name, what was it, age, location, and who you voted for. And I'd say I voted for Trump. Oh, okay. Why did you vote for Trump? And I would literally write down like 8 different reasons, and I go through each one for a different live, and I go from like the most controversial to the smallest little social issue, and they would just get mad at me and just lambaste me for like, that's why you voted for him? What's wrong with you? That of all the things? And they call you're an effing idiot, you're stupid, you're a terrible person. And I'm just like, wow, like this is so different from Discord. Like,
Yeah, the last thing I'll say too, and I
yeah,
understand, like, I agree with the arguments behind this stuff, but there's like a thing where AOC put up a post and she said we have to come together regardless of class or race or our differences, and the races she listed were like, Latino, white, and black, and Latino and black were capitalized, like capital L, capital B, and then white was a
mm,
lowercase W. And I know why they did that. Starting in 2020, it became more mainstream. But just like, oh, because capital W white was used by the KKK and neo Nazis to be a
uh,
white power symbol. But they don't want to use that again. But then they capitalize B and L, and it's like, well, we're all gonna supersede, or we're gonna surpass our differences and everything. But then you have the capital words and the non-capital words. It just like it creates a weird feeling, and it's just like maybe we can just reclaim it. I think would make more sense to do that because at that point it's just like I just don't buy into the argument that we should put the like whiteness inherently benefiting whatever white supremacy is, because people that might be sympathetic to whatever the KKK's arguments were, we don't want people to go in that direction. And if we keep on isolating white people and white men especially, then they're going to go that direction. If we keep saying they're
mhm.
evil, the right wings rubbing their hands together like, yes, yes, call him an evil racist boy for rapping along with the N word when he was 14. We're gonna take him on our side. He's gonna watch Nick Fuentes and be a neo-Nazi now. It's just like, yeah, it doesn't work.
Exactly. All right, man. I'll let you
All
go.
right, yeah, thanks for the call, man. I'll go.
All right, man. Bye.
See What does this do right now? Okay, we'll see if I get any more calls on this YouTube Shorts. Appreciate you guys for joining me. Please drop a like and subscribe. I might need to. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I might need to shut down my horizontal. I know I opened it up for you guys to relax. Okay, guys. I'm sorry. We have to get this. We have to see if this YouTube Shorts can be popping. Okay, it's Saturday night. Saturday night. We got to go for one more big surge of viewership to get more calls. So I'm ending the horizontal again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize to everyone that used this place for safety. Okay, I appreciate y'all. See you guys in in shorts. I'll put it to slow chat to make it easier, in shorts at least. Thank y'all, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Is this the right one right now? Wait a second. Which one did I just set this to? 10:15 one. This one. Yeah, this one. This one. I think this is the one. I'm live on shorts right now. Why chat is the best chat? Well, sorry guys. Okay, call into the show. Drop a like, hit subscribe, call in. Is Enrique here? Crap. Hey, yo, what's up? Are you here? He's not there right now. I'll take this caller. Here you go. Oh, I'm like a walking
to the one of the best streams on YouTube right now.
Ew.
Yo,
What's going on?
I want a temperature check on my country right now. How we feeling? Like, hey, if you could learn a second language, maybe go to that country, burn your passport, and pretend you never lived here, or we're just gonna be in Paris for a few generations. How we feeling?
I think we all need to come together and sing "We Are the World." You know that song?
We are the world, we are the children, we are the ones in a better place.
Yeah, or the Black Eyed Peas, "Where is the love?" Like that song too. We could sing that together.
Okay, I believe you, but half the, well, I'm not gonna say half. A good portion of the country is in full death cult. Is in full death cult mode, and they have
true.
guns. And
yeah, well, I guess good luck.
What are we? What is it? Only recently we had a judge get arrested.
It sucks, dude. Okay, join Discord. I'm going in Discord, but there's people talking in Discord. You can talk to them. Go in there. Find friends. Hello. Howdy. Who's this guy? Oh. What's up? Why can't I hear you? Is my audio off or Discord? 1 second. Ah, this is tough. This is real tough. It is out in Discord. Hello? It should work now. Alright, try talking again.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you now. What's up?
Sorry, having some issues.
You're good. It's
What do you
now.
think about all those immigrants that are stranded in another country and have no resources to get back?
In the past, when America cared about our constitution and laws, so the idea is if the government uses state violence on any human being in America, that's why the Constitution says like any person has certain rights, to like due process and everything. Previous administrations have facilitated the return or provided the return for anyone that was wrongly deported or if any laws were broken. Yeah, so I mean that's what should happen. What will happen, especially for the U.S. citizens, the 2-year-old U.S. citizen that was deported, and the U.S. citizen children that have cancer that were deported, I'm not sure if they'll bring them back. But I mean, if they don't give them proper due process, it's not going to be good. Not going to be good for them politically. So.
Right. I understand that. And to my other question, I mean, do you really think American citizens feel safe in this era we're in?
Feeling safe? I don't think anyone feels safe. Everyone feels isolated. The media convinces us to be afraid of everything. Mostly right-wing media, to be honest. You go to right-wing areas, they don't go outside because they're too paranoid about the world being a war zone 24/7, even in the nicest suburbs. So I mean, there's some justification for not feeling safe for certain populations, for sure, because of the government. But in general, I think the level of fear in America is pretty normal for what we usually feel, other than like liberals right now are probably up in arms more, and independents who are very anti-Trump, like only 25% of independents like Trump now. Probably at the same fear level as like Cold War politics, I'd assume. Like we're getting close to Cold War levels, I think, of fear. I don't think we're there yet, but we're going to be at full Cold War fear levels pretty soon, probably.
Right. And it's getting closer. And for the key criticisms thing, for the key criticisms that he's been, a lot of backlash on it, it would be incensement and division, accused of fueling politics and social division, especially around this January 6th Capitol riot. I mean, as a president, I mean, did you ever see something like that happen maybe in the past? That was a war, wasn't it?
No, it's pretty unique. I feel like everyone's gonna try to make it seem normal, like everything Trump does. Like, well, presidents always do bad things. Presidents always do things that are messed up. But it's like, no, Trump is like killing it right now. He's going way past like any president since probably the 1800s. You know.
So, would you say it's going to be a dictatorship at some point in America, or it already has begun?
Functionally, it is a dictatorship already. I know people are like functionally, it's not it's a what's the word for it? There's a certain word for it. It's not a straight dictatorship, but the executive branch is going as far as it possibly can. The only reason it's not a dictatorship is because of state rights and state governments, funny enough, and the independent judiciary. But even them, they can't really enforce their rulings, so it's about public opinion. Illiberal democracy, declining democracy. It's all based on power politics because all the checks and balances in the bureaucracy and all the so-called deep state and the military leaders that were keeping our system safe and structured have been purged and fired illegally, of course. So the only thing that matters now is public pushback. As far as a full dictatorship goes, I don't think that'll happen in the next 10 years in America, maybe in the distant future, or maybe if AI goes super crazy. But dictatorship's not the right word for it. Probably just totalitarianism or just oligarchy or the other words for it probably.
Yeah, I get you.
Trump is too stupid to be a dictator, to be honest. He's not. He's too old, tired, and stupid to be a dictator. If he was younger, I'd be scared. More scared. I am scared.
Why do you think he had so environmental rollbacks like what Biden did? Like he reversed many environmental protections and withdrew from the Paris Climate Agreement. Immigration policies has been harsh. Action like a family for separations at the border drew widespread criticism, and not only drew widespread terror all around all the states to those immigrant families.
What was the main question?
The main question would be why did he have rollbacks on climate change?
Oh, because Trump is bought out by big corporations, and like one of the big things that he rolled back is like restrictions and lawsuits for companies that are polluting our water supply and everything with cancerous chemicals. Um, Specifically, these are mostly located in black communities. And I know people are like, "Oh, we can't talk about racism," but yeah, objectively, Tesla is a big offender of just like dumping poisonous chemicals in black communities and poisoning black kids, which is one reason why black kids have issues developing as well because of the air quality and other issues in the water. Not just lead, not just lead. But yeah, there were some lawsuits by Biden and other regulations to prevent cancer-causing chemicals in our food, but Trump killed all those regulations. Because make America healthy again, right? But yeah, Trump is fully bought out. Everything Trump does is to destroy government. So government cannot regulate corporations that want to take away our freedom to have clean air and healthy conditions. So yeah, it's all because he's bought out.
Okay, and what do you think about Trump's like other things besides throwing away the immigrants, not giving a fuck about American citizens? He basically doesn't care about anything but himself. Like the big one thing would be that he should focus on climate change, mental health, the economy, and it just doesn't health and wellness, and it just doesn't seem like he's doing any of that. It just seems like he wants to prop our economy like the businessman he is. And I know I said that, but I mean, I don't know what you guys would expect after electing a businessman.
Well, the issue is Trump was never a financial officer. He was never a chief executive. He was a bloated reality TV guy that did press. So he has no idea how the economy works, how business works. He's really a dumb person. He's a really convincing person. He's really good at messaging, but he's a very unintelligent person in general, which is probably a good thing because if he was smart, he'd be even more dangerous. Maybe because I mean JD Vance is probably the smart version of it, and no one likes JD Vance. But
So
yeah,
the question is,
yeah.
so what the question is, it's not him doing it, it's the back office, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, Trump has handlers. Like Trump, they were asking Trump about the Supreme Court ruling that was 9-0 against him, and Trump's like, I never heard about that. The Supreme Court ruling 9-0. My team told me it was in my favor. And like asking Trump about what to do about different things. He's like, my lawyers haven't told me what to do yet. My lawyers haven't done it for me yet. And he's completely just like astonished when he gets a new executive order or when the media asks him a question about something he did. He seems lost. His brain is gone. So I mean, he's a very terrible, very weak individual. He's getting played by Russia easily, like so bad, so blatantly. Everything about Trump is a massive fail. The economy's crashing. We're losing research where our tourism's declining 30%. No one wants to visit America anymore. His approval rating is at its lowest point all time. Somehow this quick into the presidency. Everything Trump, the prices are going. Everything Trump ever, like literally everything about this administration has been terrible for the American people.
Right. And for the next presidency, I mean, what do you expect? Republicans or Democrats?
If there is a fair election, Democrats, but I don't know. Hopefully, we have a president who's going to put all these people in jail that are firing disabled vets and deporting kids that have cancer, 2-year-old kids with no legal representation, no due process, all these people breaking the Constitution and breaking laws. Hopefully, someone that can rebuild American infrastructure. I hope the next administration holds these people accountable because they're killing everything good about America.
Right. And tell me about your perspective. What are your goals in being this, bringing yourself in a political, stance, and there's more other people that are in a political, have questions, wanting to bring a audience. I mean, what are your goals for this channel, and not only on how you can further yourself into this, at some point that I really hope you do, a career.
Um, well, thank you, but yeah, for the channel, I hear people talk about how they spend 5 hours, 6 hours at work watching podcasts and everything. And they watch news programs that give them a fake reality version of what's happening. And they're being lied to and abused. They're being abused. They're having their healthcare taken. They're having their communities taken. They're having their country taken from them, and they don't even know it. So I want to be able to be there to provide answers in a way that Democrats are unable to, because Democrats are very ideologically broken in this area. They don't message good here. There's some that message good, but they're really bad at messaging to people who are not politically involved already. And I don't think I'm amazing at it. Depends on the situation. If it's someone that's not involved in politics, then definitely I'm good at it. But in terms of my channel, it's hard to do when you're streaming for 6 hours and taking calls from the worst people ever. But yeah, I want to be able to filter the conversations in a productive way that could be more beneficial to push our goals and to make things seem more clear to people. Because the conservative ideology thrives off of fear, anxiety, isolation, and not understanding what's happening. Because once we come together as a community, once we have community values and the neighborhood effect, once we can verify facts and everything, there's a reason the Trump administration hates when we come together. They hate going to a courtroom because they have no facts. They can't verify anything. So how can we make the American people, give people an easier way to engage in politics? Because they don't have time. They do not have time to pay attention to all these crazy news stories. And that's by design. Flooding the zone, that Steve Bannon said. How do we make this? How do we formulate this in a package that can have the most vast and broad appeal, that can balance all these aspects of our society? So, like with my channel, hopefully I keep growing. Hopefully I talk to more people. Hopefully I do some collabs. Hopefully I can get on other shows, and I do want to use my platform to interview politicians, and I would love to make attack ads against people as well. So some type of PAC, political action committee, some type of media company, whatever it might be. I would love making political messaging and attack ads, to help give people the tools in these like rural areas and everywhere, everywhere across the country. Give everyone a better chance
Oh,
to
and
advocate for themselves,
don't forget, guys. We're gonna attack the Trumpies. I'm joking.
Yeah.
But I have one more point on immigration. Do you think Trump, with his border wall, the family separations, the travel ban, the reduced legal immigrations, the DACA oppositions, the Title 42 and asylum limits, used in COVID, increased deportations focused on aggressive ICE enforcements and deportations, including one of the non-criminal immigrants. I mean, at this point, they're just making any sense. They're making no sense. Like, what are you? What's your target? Illegal
With
immigrants or just any random fucking person using Honduras? You know?
Yeah, that's a big issue. And with immigration, we have to be able to have nuance and approach these conversations like we're fully functioning adults or people in general, just like human beings. Because, like, all these things can be true. So, number one, Joe Biden's border was a mess, and he did not attack the issue politically as much as he should have. Not nearly enough. Their messaging on it sucked. The immigration system in America is broken. We need a bigger capacity to handle asylum claims, to follow the law, because Biden did not break the law. They followed the law. But the asylum claim process, people disagree with it. So we need to understand what the legal limits actually are, what protective orders are, what protective statuses are, what withholding status is, like all these different things. We can live with the nuance and understand, okay, it might not have been good here, but also we need a systemic overhaul of the immigration system. And Trump doing Remain in Mexico, for all the Christians out there, I don't think we should let a bunch of kids be sex trafficked because we can't pass effective policy as a country. Remain in Mexico gave all of these kids and women into the arms of the cartels to be trafficked and abused. So that's not good at all. We need a huge overhaul, and in line with like Biden allowing too many people in. Well, that's not the issue. Allowing people in is just a stupid argument because the laws were not broken, or the right wing would have capitalized on it. When we talk about immigrants being dangerous in America, for example, there is not one area in America where immigrants have caused a spike in crime rate. And you might say, well, this immigrant killed someone here, this immigrant killed someone there. Immigrants killed people under Trump too. They raped people under Trump too. They did terrible things under Trump, his first term. But Democrats did not use these people that died as political pawns against Trump, like Trump uses Laken Riley against Democrats. And if the immigration issue was so big in America, we would see the crime data go up. Okay, we would see a lack of jobs from immigrants taking all the jobs. We would see these issues happening that we did not see. The points they brought up are Laken Riley, Colorado, New York, and Haitian immigrants in Ohio. The immigration issue was such a non-problem when it comes to violence in the streets that they had to lie about Haitian immigrants in Ohio. They had to lie. They had to invent issues because they were reaching for straws. And immigrants in general, illegal, legal, undocumented, documented, they have a lower crime rate than American citizens. And we can understand that. Biden did a bad job. Also, immigrants are not more violent than the average American. We should not be deporting little girls that have brain cancer. We should not be deporting people who work their asses off in America to have a better life or who escape dictatorships. We should be arresting violent criminals and people that came in illegally. If you came in illegally or you're a violent criminal, then we have to arrest you. But if you go by the conservative definition, every immigrant is illegal to them now. Every immigrant is illegal to them. They don't give a shit about court orders or about what judges say. Every immigrant's illegal to them. But yeah, no one wants to have that conversation with the nuance, and they'd have to admit that, hey, you bring up Laken Riley as a political weapon. You bring up this dead girl as a political weapon. The policies that Trump once would not have stopped that. It's just crazy to even have that, have that be the conversation. And we need to be able to bring it back to an actual sober analysis of it. If immigration was such a big issue, you'd have other events to bring up, other instances of immigrant crime taking over cities. If there's 20 million people, that's a lot of people. 20 million people, it's not that many. It's probably 1/5 of that. But, and the final part of that discussion is just like the people that live around immigrants in cities. If you live in a city and you live around immigrants, you are usually pro-immigrant. Those people love immigration because they live around immigrants. The people that are very anti-immigrant, the anti-immigrant people live in the middle of nowhere. They live in all white communities. They don't understand it. They're afraid of it because they don't understand it. They're isolated. And that tells you a lot about the actual issue. Hello, I finished my answer on the stream. I don't know if you heard it, but I finished it on the stream.
I heard it. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right. Yeah, thanks for the questions, man.
Yeah, thank you, Joel. I appreciate it. I always love your perspective. All right, well,
Hell
hope you
yeah,
guys
thank
have
you.
I love you guys' audience, except the Trumpies. You guys can go fuck yourself. But
Damn.
still love you. Still love everyone
All
else.
right, thank you. Have a good one, man. I don't condone those mean words. Okay, please drop a like on the stream, hit subscribe. Oh God, people don't like the truth in politics. They really don't like the truth. Are you for real? Are you for real? Ooh. Who's calling right now, bro? I'm tired. I'm too tired to keep going. I'm gonna take one more call. I'm tired. We're sleepy tonight. Hello. Yo, what's up?
Yo, what's up, brother? You on
Nothing
for a
much.
debate?
Sure.
All right. So I just got into your live. I'm not super familiar with you, but I would love to debate about Trump. So you say he is bad. What? I'm sure you discussed this a little bit already, but could you? Give me your main beef?
He reduced cancer research in America by 40 or 50%. Ended like 800 different programs for, I guess you could say, miracle treatments or experimental treatments for people who have cancer who are dying, who want to try those treatments. That were funded by our taxpayer dollars. He's deporting U.S. citizen children. Yesterday, deported a 2-year-old and also another kid with brain cancer. Multiple kids with brain cancer have been deported because of the lack of due process. For example, Trump has violated the Supreme Court orders so far. And it's the administration. He's been completely off about Russia, Ukraine. Well, he's been off about Russia, Ukraine. Tariffs are insane. I think his view on Russia, Ukraine is indefensible. His tariff view is indefensible. His position on the Fifth Amendment and due process is indefensible. Sending Americans to El Salvador, which he said he wants to do, is indefensible. And also his cryptocurrency scheme and his pro-corruption stance where he profits from the presidency. I think those are probably the worst, but I could probably go on forever.
Yeah, fair enough. And first of all, before I get into it real quick, let me just clarify. I believe in conservative politics. I'm not one of these conservatives that 100% associates their full political association to Trump. That being said, I think that I know it's not a Trump and Kamala debate here, but I think between him and the other candidate that won, I think Trump is what was needed for America. And so out of those things you just listed, to make it the most interesting for the people listening, I think the best I'd be equipped to talk with you about is probably the Russia-Ukraine thing. I personally, my stance on that is I don't think America owes Ukraine a dime. I think that, I think the best argument for America supporting Ukraine at all is that America is a superpower for general rejection against world domination, rejection against a nation pulling a World War II attempt to take over the entire, a World War III, a representation of World War III, reenacting Hitler dominating the entire world. I think that America should stand in place of that. But beyond that, I don't think that anyone suffering in any other country deserves a single American dollar while there are still Americans suffering here from drug addiction, from veterans being homeless that have served our country, and from just the insane problems, crime that we have in our country. I don't see why it makes sense for a single dollar of taxpayer money to leave our country to support a foreign, I would argue, proxy war. So what do you think about that?
Well, first off, Trump is cutting every single program that helps the things you claim to care about in America. So when it comes to helping addiction or vets or housing or cancer research or anything, he's cutting all those programs. So I think that's just like a dumb point. And we could easily do both of those things, like more than we are now, and be able to afford all of them if we were not cutting taxes for the ultra wealthy, which Trump is also doing to go into more deficit spending. And giving them huge giveaways. But on the merits of Ukraine, and we can get back to the point about not spending money other places. So the Budapest Memorandum, 1994, we came together with the UK and Russia, and we did the Budapest Memorandum with Ukraine to take away their nuclear stockpile, which was the third biggest in the world. So right there alone, the deal was we would respect Ukraine's sovereignty at that point and provide defense for Ukraine. I mean, if we don't back that up, then no country is going to denuclearize ever again.
$350 billion not backing that up?
No. How much do you think we give to Ukraine?
Billions, hundreds of billions of dollars is not honoring our.
Do you think
policy?
350 billion is the amount that we gave?
Honestly, you could probably shit on me right here. I could very well be misquoting that number, but I would bet money that it is in the hundreds. I'm positive it's over the hundreds of billions. I've heard people argue it's closer to like 150, 200 billion, but if it's in the hundreds of billions, I believe that is plenty enough.
So when it comes to the weapons sales, so for example, Trump said 350 billion, but again, he's wrong about everything he said about Russia, Ukraine.
Even if it's $200 billion,
it's like,
off,
okay,
I think
so
it's enough.
It's around 120 billion. That's a big difference for the president of the U.S. to be so wrong about it, especially because Russia's playing him like a fiddle. But like the big thing too, we got back more in value from Ukraine than we ever could give to Ukraine.
In what way do you find that?
So if you look at the intel reports from Ukraine when it comes to drone warfare, when it comes to the drones we supplied or the missile defenses that we supplied Ukraine, Ukraine has discovered more about 21st century warfare than any country in global history.
You think the Ukrainian defense system discovered more about 21st century? I will believe you in a database. I could believe that you could back up that by data that they've provided. But do you think that the Ukrainian military, in genuine reasonability, has the ability to outdo the American military system in providing military research? You believe that Ukraine is completely cutting edge?
The reason is Ukrainians have died by the hundreds of thousands, okay, using our equipment, using our missile defense systems, and actually dying to drone warfare. And
by opiate addiction. I don't really feel bad for other countries dying.
Can you stay on this one topic?
Here.
And Trump is cutting addiction programs, and I know a lot about that. I wrote my thesis about that shit. Okay, let's focus on Ukraine. Okay, so the money we gave to Ukraine, we got more back because their people had to die to understand drone warfare more so. So you can say like, oh, we gave stuff to Ukraine, we shipped them weapons, mostly outdated weapons, and a lot of most of the money we gave was to facilitate the transfer of the said weapons. The EU gave more money than America did. America's ranked like 17th when it comes to percent of GDP we gave to Ukraine. But when it comes to like the intel we got back from Ukraine, it's almost priceless what we learned about drone warfare. They learned that ghillie suits, for example, these hot, heavy ghillie suits, they would wear these to evade drones. And the question would be like, why are you wearing this hot-ass suit right now? But it actually helped hide the heat signatures from the drones. So something like that and other very crucial intel we learned from Ukraine from their people dying. A conflict in which America did not have any troops involved. We gave very basic aid. And that's just like talking about like the money spent, but like when it comes to like denuclearizing them and not backing it up, I would definitely say we have not backed it up, especially with Trump. And blaming Ukraine, for example, Trump has said multiple times, Ukraine should have never started the war with Russia. Ukraine started it, and Ukraine is the reason there is not peace. Russia has bombed Ukrainian civilians on Palm Sunday, targeted religious sites, has bombed Ukraine even when Ukraine accepted the ceasefires multiple times, bombed them seconds after, pretending to accept ceasefires. Russia, again, a few nights ago, striked core civilian infrastructure yet again. There was schools, there was kids killed in school strikes, as Putin is taunting Trump, because Trump is like, I think Putin wants peace, Zelensky doesn't. This whole time Trump is lying about it. Russia is going through Ukraine and bombing the shit out of them, as the U.S. is pressuring other countries to not give Ukraine intel or weapons, and cutting off our own intel to Ukraine, and actively taking a pro-Russian stance. So like all of those things combined is pretty bad.
I will definitely concede to the fact you can pose a very good argument that I don't even disagree with, that there is a very fair reason for Ukraine to be angry with Russia and to have a very significant beef with them. I find a hard time, and I got to agree with you also again a second time in what you said of don't shift the goalposts here, don't shift my point. Although I feel like it is extremely relative here, as when we talk about support of foreign wars, I think American issues play into it extremely, when we're talking, because people look at conservatives, and I hear us being so frequently accused of being heartless, being uncaring of these people dying in Ukraine, being uncaring of the Israeli-Palestine dispute, just being, they make it as if we're heartless when really we're being logic based on the resources that are available. And I know you make it out to be, you act like $125 billion is a small amount, and you add it up to the trillions that we're in debt, and it's okay. It may look like a small amount to that, but I think collectively you bring up repeatedly these policies being cut, these benefits being cut and these resources being cut. I think that people have been saying for a not very long time, but for at least the last decade, that America is going down a pathway. And I think this is something that liberals and conservatives, at least the liberals and conservatives I've been around, have agreed upon. Even if we don't agree upon the solution, we've agreed that for like the last 10 years, America is going down a direction that needs a serious shakeup. It is not, if it continued the way it was, things were not going to go well. And I think a shakeup is painful. I think a shakeup is not everything looks perfect. Some programs are going to get cut that shouldn't have been cut. Elon prematurely cut shit. Some people are going to get deported that shouldn't have been deported. Trump is prematurely deporting people. And that is fucked up, yes, and it is not perfect, yes. But I'm not expecting perfection from a government. I am grateful for the fact that the America that I saw sinking into the abyss is finally being kickstarted in a way that massive changes are being made. I mean, I'm not very old. I'm around 30, but the fucking, like, I have never, even looking back historically, seen a president in the last 50 years make this immediate changes from when he got in office. And to be honest, as a generally young person, I'm not that young, but as a generally young person, that's something that I'm like, damn, wow, a politician that's not just talking. He said he's going to do something and he's actually doing it. And I would hope that as a liberal, I mean, I can relate to many things you say. I would hope you could at least understand how a fellow young person as an American could feel a little bit of satisfaction from looking at a politician that he saw and seeing him do the things he said he was going to do and feeling at least a little bit validated. I mean, could you at least agree that that makes a little sense?
The issue is that everything that Trump has done has been terrible for the U.S. And I can go through point by point if you want, but you think
that all the illegal immigrants that were in this country should have been here, all of them. Now I'm not saying, like I just said, wrong. Not everyone that have been deported should not have been deported.
That's not the question. Like, for example,
well, you just said everything he's done is wrong. So I'm asking you, all the people that got deported, you're saying every single one of them should not have been deported?
So we can start off with immigration. So Trump has defunded immigration courts and immigration judges, which kills our capacity to do deportations. I'm pretty sure Biden was deporting at a higher rate, and Obama.
Wait, I'm sorry. Could you repeat your last sentence? I didn't follow what you just said.
Donald Trump is defending immigration courts. Immigration courts and immigration judges are the thing we need to process deportations. And Trump is defunding those. He's defunding those. He's killing those.
Okay, defunding. Okay.
Okay, he's defunding. Okay, he's defunding those courts. Him doing that is defeating what he promised to do. And most Americans, the vast majority, think violent criminals should go, illegal immigrants should go. But when it comes to jailing, green card holders or student visa holders because they criticized Israel, or when it comes to deporting a undocumented visa overstayer that's been working in America who never did a crime, like 70% of Americans agree there should be a path to citizenship for those people. And Trump has deported, like I said, children, 2-year-old American citizens, and it's violating the Constitution. The Supreme Court has ruled 9-0 against Trump. But let me bring up a couple metrics, because you said Trump is finally doing things that we want to happen in America. And I need a little bit here just to go through a little bit of a list. So
yeah, sure.
Right now, tourism to the U.S. is down 30% across the board, or it's somewhere between like 15, 20, 30% across the board, because people don't feel safe coming to America because so many tourists have been detained by ICE for multiple days. And it seems like a hostile environment. People getting detained for saying things that the Trump administration deems to be un-American based on speech or thought crimes, which is very scary. Trump is detaining like cancer researchers, the best researchers in our country.
Could you give me an example of who's been detained on thought crimes? I very well could be uninformed here. I'm just interested. I mean, you don't have to give me a name or anything.
So
could you
the
give
Colombia
me
guy,
what crime?
Mahmoud Khalil is one example of someone who is detained with no arrest warrant just because he said something the administration said they don't like. the girl from Tufts University. There's been dozens and dozens. The fact that you don't know any cases of this shows that your media is lying to you.
You seem like you're contextually leaving out things. I mean, I know people go on Twitter and say, "Man, I'd like to fucking cut the head off our president and go to jail."
No, it's just exhausting.
If that's what you're referring to by
I'll be honest with you.
leaving out what they said.
I promise you could do a 2-second Google search, and like this is the fact you don't know about this is kind of sad, honestly. Just Google it. You'll see there's hundreds of cases. Even people like Glenn Greenwald, and a bunch of other conservatives. Even Candace Owens. Even Candace Owens is anti-Trump right now because of this. By the way. So like
fair.
these are
I will
big
research
issues.
that point. I'm not gonna.
So for the
grandstand.
Yeah, and for the tariffs, the strength of the American dollar is at an all-time low. Not all-time, but as far as the crash goes, our power on the global stage is dying right now when it comes to our bond market and the investments in America. Countries right now are moving towards China. So like the EU is getting trade deals with China. No deals have been made with the U.S. And Trump has said that we made 200 deals. There's not 200 countries, but he said we made those. They said, Trump, show us those deals. Trump said, I can't show you because maybe they did not happen yet. And like the tariffs have been insane. So the immigration point is a huge failure. The tariffs is a huge failure. The defunding cancer research through the NIH and everything by 50% is a huge failure. And
we could debate our faith in the NIH all day long.
The NIH has produced almost every advancement to cancer research in our country's history. It's the reason that cancer patients survive longer now than they have ever before in American history. Just because Elon Musk told you what to think like an independent puppy dog doesn't mean it's actually bad.
Have zero. I can say this truthfully. Absolutely 0% of my opinion of the NIH is based on anything Elon Musk has ever said.
Okay,
my
well, you followed someone's opinion because if you look at actual
COVID.
data. Yeah, I know, because COVID broke your brain, but you have to go further than that. And COVID was, I don't know if COVID's a bioweapon or if it didn't matter at all. Republicans can't decide. There was one big point. What was that one thing Trump did?
That's a good. I like that. That's a relatively valid argument. I like what you just said. That is a bit of a contradiction among our party. I like that. I think we don't have time to get it. I mean, I'd love to get into it.
China bioweapon is also the Chinese sent over a bioweapon, which turned out to be to be a minor cold.
There were certain I'm just saying, it's weird. Did some guy bite a bat, or is it because it's the specific city that researches the most COVID-based related research
this is
for
another
the last
question,
decade?
though. But what if that lab is in that area because it's known for diseases that come from there more? That's also a possibility.
I would still say that's a crazy fucking coincidence.
Yeah, but like, for example, like cavemen thought that shooting stars were a different god coming down on them, but it's just because they didn't know what stars were yet. It doesn't mean they were right.
Well,
it just
but
they just did not understand it.
I feel as though your argument would be just if there were like 10 COVID-19 virus labs scattered among Asia, and then one break happened in Wuhan, and they're like, oh, there's a fucking lab. But the one singular lab that was leading research, I understand it was not the only lab that ever researched it, but it was the cutting-edge top line of research lab that had made the most advancements in that. And if you read the old, like, 2014, 2012, 2016 research through before COVID, they knew it, dude. You read the research, and it's like it jumps from rats in the same way that would be predictable for it to jump from humans. This virus is expected to be very capable of jumping from human to human at an almost unstoppable rate. And they knew that back in 2014,
The issue is that, like, we can't really talk about these things because, I mean,
did YouTube bug it up?
Well, not only that, but, like, you've said some really questionable things about Russia, Ukraine, which is, like, very straightforward. And we kind of moved away from that topic, but I don't know if I trust your medical or research for scientific advice. Okay. Oh God! The fact that Trump blames Ukraine for starting the Russian-Ukraine war, the fact that Trump says Zelensky is the issue to not get peace, the fact that Trump says he kind of likes Putin, he refuses to criticize Putin, he called Zelensky a dictator. All these things are just completely against reality. Trump saying he wants to occupy Palestine and do ethnic cleansing and make a casino in the Holy Land is insane.
I'm against that. I'm not a really big Israel guy, but that's a whole different topic. What's your opinion on that meeting that Trump threw Zelensky out of the White House in? Because my opinion is Zelensky was being a huge ungrateful baby. Honestly, I'm team JD all the way. Say you were grateful. Say thank you. That's dude. I loved that moment.
See, the issue is if you love that. No, I just want you to be a better person, honestly, because
I've heard that a lot.
Oh, okay. Zelensky has said thank you hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times in front of Congress, online, sending videos to our president. Trump and Vance have not given one thing to Ukraine, by the way. Biden did that. Biden's
Trump and
administration
Vance
did.
haven't
Congress
given one
did.
thing to Ukraine.
No, they have. Oh no, objectively, Trump and Vance have not voted. Vance voted against Ukraine packages for all of them. So yeah, Trump and Vance have not done literally anything for Ukraine. And also, it's just like a stupid thing. Like, oh, say thank you. He said thank you hundreds of times. It's just.
Do you not think that the vibe in that interview was relatively ungrateful while he was asking, or I guess it was an interview, it was a conversation. Do you not think the vibe of Zelensky in that conversation was at least could you at least admit it was a tinge ungrateful?
I just think it's so sad to hear you being such a baby, though. No, but like, so for example, okay, Trump and Putin, or Trump and and JD Vance have not sent anything, and also Zelensky has said thank you for the funding multiple times. He's been in America like 50 times just on thank you tours alone. But Trump supporters don't know that much about the world in general or things that happen because they don't put any work to understanding anything because they don't care about personal responsibility that much. They don't work hard. They do not. Trump supporters do not work hard at understanding things. No, they don't put it. They're smart people. They just don't put in work. To be honest, because you would know that Zelensky has said thank you ad nauseum. Like he has said it so many times.
He didn't say thank you. I didn't say.
Oh, you have to come kiss Trump's ass. Trump, who can't even pronounce the word Ukraine. Trump. Okay, how about this? Vladimir Putin abducts your women and children, puts them in re-education camps. He bombs civilians nonstop. But listen though. Russia is not only being mad; it's about another country invading you, taking 20% of your country, killing, abducting your children, trafficking them. Okay, and Putin does this just because he wants to kill you and your people, targeting civilians all the time. And Trump tells you, as the president of Ukraine, that Putin is the person that wants peace, and you are the dictator that doesn't. That is insane. I wish Zelensky was more of a dictator, but he can't be. Zelensky should be more of a dictator than Trump, but he can't because Trump's an emotional baby, and you have to soothe his ego for him to even listen to you.
And you know what? Whether that may be true, I will not directly disagree with that point. You might be. One of my best arguments about Trump has been that whether he is a good guy or not, let's follow the argument that he's not a good guy at all. My belief in Trump, my faith in Trump to run this country comes from the fact that I think he is at least narcissistically driven enough that losing is not an option for him. And right now his goal is making America a successful country. And I think that even if he is which I'm not saying that this is my full view, but even if you want to take the far left liberal view of he is a narcissistically insane psychopath who is only driven out for self-gain, I believe his self-gain right now is representing the country that he is the president of as a successful country and building it to that. So I think simply out of his own narcissistic gain, he will want to build. If you think he's the shittiest person in the world, that still leads to the end point of him building
Even if
America
he wanted to, let's say he wanted to, he's just a very ineffective leader. He's a very weak person in general. That's why he can't pass any laws through Congress. He can't lead them to do laws with a group of people.
But
he
yet,
needs to just do
at the same
executive
time,
orders,
liberals
right?
are freaking out right now over the fact that he's so effective. All these people are being kicked out of the country.
No, being
all these
effective,
things are happening. He's
but do you see the issue here? The effective part is executive orders and using authoritarian government force. It's not working through government and being a good leader. It's using authoritarian force. And the Supreme Court ruled 9-0 on multiple occasions against Trump. So that's the reason we're scared, because he's using violent force enacted by state violence with no due process and ignoring the Constitution, ignoring Congress, ignoring everything. He's using state violence upon people based on government accusations, which is a very big infringement on freedom, which is why the Libertarian Party is against Trump right now, because they turned against him 100%. The Libertarian presidential candidate, Chase Oliver, did, for a reason.
So, I mean, I hear you, bro. I guess we're not going to get too much farther here. I respect that you're able to have an intelligent debate. The last thing I'd like to ask you, I guess, before I got to get off here, let's say you could snap your finger and give 3 to 4 fucking slicing bills to be written through into the American legislature. What do you think needs to change about the Trump administration if he could just switch over 4 main things to 2 to 3 to 4 great main things to do right in your view? What would be the correct things for him to do?
Well, right now he's using his Trump cryptocurrency to profit from the presidency. He gave a thing where it's like if you're top 220 on the list of top people that give Trump corrupt money. You get to have a private dinner with Trump. If you're top 25, you get a private one-on-one meeting with Trump. So he's profiting from the presidency more than any person in American history. So probably take money out of politics.
Just like Nancy Pelosi, presidency, benefits from her seat
okay,
in
so
Congress.
like here's the issue though. Like Trump has profited in the past week more than Pelosi did her entire life. And Pelosi, she made the same trades that many intelligent traders did. You could say it's insider trading. You say it's not. There's no proof of it. I'm not happy with it, by the way.
I would pick one or the other. They're either
here's
both
the thing,
wrong
though.
or they're both right.
No, it's not. I mean, you could say both are wrong, but Trump's is like 10 million times more wrong than Pelosi's is, because Trump is literally telling you.
Or is he
and
just
this is why it's sad,
times more rich?
This is why it's sad, is that like you talk about caring about money in politics or Pelosi, but then Trump will tell you, hey, I'm not even going to buy stock. He's not even going to insider trade. He's going to say, hey, buddy, I'm going to be corrupt with a crypto scam coin built on Solana. Okay, I am going to scam you so blatantly and profit from the presidency. And you're going to eat it up because you're a follower. And I want you to stop being a beta boy. Okay, I want you to stop just like following. I need you to have some signs of independent thought. You should not have faith in a politician. You should not be in love with him. If you are gay, then deal with that somewhere else. Like, I'm not saying you are, but I'm just saying if you love a man that much.
I started out my entire speech by saying my political affiliation is not centered around Trump. I am not some Trump-worshipping person.
The issue is I mean, to believe the things you said you believe about the world, about tariffs, about Trump, about any of this, you have to not be looking at any fact.
I did not say a single thing about tariffs.
Okay, you cannot be, but to think Trump's good at all, you cannot be looking at any single fact about the world. That's the issue, though.
I think immigration has been a great fact. I think he's done very well with immigration, mainly, honestly, and I think that the shakeup. I'm not a well-polished enough economist to say that I think that what he's doing with the economy is good, but I will tell you that I do strongly believe, as an average American, not as an expert, not from any position of authority, as an average American representing the average American. Let's not say average, because I know liberals think conservatives are these idiot Southern people in the mountains or whatever. As the average regular person who voted for Trump, I believe the economy was not moving in a way that was amazing. So something had to change. And even if, whether you agree with this or not, Americans are happy to see something that is not the same thing that was happening under Biden happening.
Hey, I'm sorry, but right now, look at the polling numbers. Trump has 40% approval. He's very unpopular. Only 29% of independents like what he's doing. Trump right now has a
tanking right now.
By the way, because Trump has a 20%. He has a 29% approval on the economy right now. Trump is very unpopular. People know he's full of shit,
and
I'm happy.
Market's bottoming out.
And I'm happy that because of Trump's causing uncertainty. He's causing economic crash. He's causing countries to abandon U.S. investments. So you're going to see in the next few weeks that you're completely wrong. And I hope you call back in when the economy completely crashes, because this tariff plan is the dumbest policy ever done by a U.S. president, ever. And that includes if Hitler was president.
I believe there will be a long game here.
No. Oh man. Yeah. No. You're a Trump sexual, brother. I hope you get diagnosed or you come out. You're a Trump sexual. You might not think you are, but we can all see it, brother. Okay. On a real note, though, I do appreciate the call. I appreciate that you engage in these conversations, but I do hope you call in the future and look into these numbers a little bit, and we can have a more thorough discussion. But I do appreciate the call, man.
Likewise, brother. You have a good night.
All right. Thank you too, man. Or you too. I can't talk. I'm going to bed. Good night, man. I can't talk. Gibberish. Okay. Please drop a like and subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel. How many subscribers do we got? We got 24,679. Please, I need 21 subscribers. I need 21 more to get 24,700. Okay. Epoch, thank you, Epoch, for the diversity donation. Thank you, Epoch. Just for Epoch, for the $5. Is Epoch still here? Just for Epoch, I'm gonna listen to Pimp a Butterfly by Kendrick Lamar 15 times tonight. Thank you, Epoch. Just to celebrate you. And you need to listen to what's that one song what's that song? Haven't you people ever heard of? Goes in a goddamn door now. You have to listen to that for my people. And Green Day. And Linkin Park too. Real rap, Linkin Park. Oh crap. Thank you for the $5. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Thank you. Lame song. I don't like that song. What's that one song white people love? The white people go, dude, the whites go crazy for what's that one song the whites go 1 second. The whites go crazy for that one song. What's that one song? The whites go crazy for it. Let's see. This song, the whites go crazy for it, bro. This one. That song, bro, the whites go crazy for that, bro. The whites go crazy for that song. Linkin Park. You're seeing Linkin Park on Thursday. How do you like the new singer? Isn't she from a cult? I saw that she's from a cult or something like that. Oh, thank you for. I got 11 subscribers when I asked you guys to subscribe. We need 10 more. Yeah, I think I might be tapped out for tonight, guys. I'm a little sleepy. It's only 11. I usually don't go to bed at 11, bro. I usually keep going for a few hours. What is it, 9 to 11? So I've been on here 2 hours only. I'm kind of falling apart. I might just go rest up and stream tomorrow earlier. What do you guys think? He's solid. Still sounds like Linkin Park. Short stream. That lame. Maybe I'll take a break and get back on then. Maybe I'll do that. I need a break though. Regardless, I might get some snacks or something. I might I'll fall asleep. I don't know. More tonight. Have a break. Well, Cam told me to have a break. Do what I want to. We had a good night. Okay. Go in the Discord. I'll chat in Discord a little bit. But I appreciate the calls and all that kind of stuff tonight. I made it 2 hours, guys. I have TMJ. Last caller exposed him. Yes, the last caller exposed him as he admit on every single topic that he has no idea what he's talking about. He's like, yeah, I don't know about this, but I think I'm right. You're like, yeah, he destroyed him by agreeing with me because he agrees with me, so he's right. I have TMJ, so I get really bad jaw pain. My jaw tendons stop working. So like right now at the end of the night, when I start like talking more gibberish and when I can't pronounce certain words without moving my mouth a lot, it's because my jaw is tightening a lot. And it gets a lot worse when I'm streaming because I'll be talking for 4 hours straight every night. And I did some canvassing today for local politics. And we did some stuff to talk about local politics. And I talked a lot during local politics, and now my jaw hurts because I have TMJ. It really hurts my jaw, and I can't talk very well. So if I ever cannot pronounce words late at night, and I get frustrated with a caller, I get mad at a caller, it's because my TMJ is acting up, and I feel like I'm gonna die because my jaw's not working. Yes, from sucking so much. Yes, you're right. Wow, you said that same joke 5 times. Another soft liberal, not a man at all, poor baby. Yes, I agree. True. It's called TDS. You're right. I do have TDS, bro. Thank you. Who's this guy? I'll talk to him real quick. Why not? Mr. Brightside.
Yeah.
Hi, this is the YouTube. What's up?
You know, man, I just have a quick question. Whatever happened to that $5,000 stimulus check that everybody was supposed to be getting? Was that shit just for MAGA or?
I apologize. Your microphone is not good, and I cannot understand the words you're saying. And I'm gonna pass out in a second, but I appreciate the call.
Okay. Here I am. Can you hear me now?
Okay, I got you.
All right. Hey, I was just curious. Whatever happened to that $5,000 stimulus check that Elon Musk and Trump were supposed to be giving out? Was that shit just for MAGA? Because nobody I know got that fucking check.
Oh no, that $5,000 stimulus check. That's with the healthcare plan as well. Trump's healthcare plan. That's with Trump's tariff deals he made so far. Trump actually made 500 deals with 500 countries. He tripled the amounts of countries just to make the deals. It's crazy. He actually convinced the countries to split up into more countries. That's how good of a negotiator he is.
Sweet. Fuck yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about.
I can't wait for my Doge money.
Oh, well,
dude.
man.
You hear that? Doge is giving us money. They actually killed every kid that has cancer, and with the money we're going to save from killing all the cancer kids, now we're going to get stimulus checks of 5 cents. Hell yeah, dude. Let's go.
Oh my-
we ended
oh my
cancer
God.
funding.
There you go,
I got
MAGA.
Dude, I got $1 back in taxes. I got $1 back. My life is better now. I'm gonna go buy DoorDash. I could do 2% of my tip now. Hell yeah.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Thanks. Have a good night, man. Good call. That was a good call. I appreciate that call. Great question. That's a good question to end this stream on. Yeah, this is painful. Okay. Yep. Like I said, my jaw's not gonna work anymore, so gotta go to bed. You got 0.05 on it. All right, guys. Have a good night. Here is the Discord link. I might hop in there for a little bit. Maybe not. We'll see. Here is Discord. Join Discord, guys. Thank you for hanging out, guys. Good night, guys. Thank you for watching. Welcome all new viewers as well. Apology. Hi, Vandra. Get some rest. Thank you. I'll try. Today was a long day. It's been a long week, to be honest. Long ass week. Thank you. Have a good one. 16, Christine, Vandra, GG. See you next time. Damn man, that sucks. It's painful, dude. I'll feel better. I just gotta rest my jaw, dude. It's crappy to talk about too, cause it's like walking into the inside jokes, you know? Like, yeah, my jaw is sore, dude. I gotta rest my jaw for later. Bro. My jaw's sore right now. I gotta rest it. I use my jaw too much. It's not working anymore like I used to. I gotta loosen it up. You're walking into the memes, dude. Walking into the memes right there. But yeah, there's the Discord link. If you join Discord, you get updates. We have a steady stream of people chatting in Discord as well. So Discord link is going to be pinned to the chat. Discord link is also in my channel description, or my video descriptions. In my video descriptions. My video descriptions. He's going to be in Pisco's chat. There you go. Pisco's too famous for me now. GG's, guys. And Econo Boy's going on Tim Pool now, too. So he's going to be too famous for me, too. There you go. What a cute guy. What a cute man. Jolah's jaw. Yeah, dude. We've all been there. Chill. I know. I want to be on Tim Pool. I want to go on Tim Pool, dude. Get me on Tim Pool. Tell Pisco to get me on Tim Pool, dude. I'll go on there and talk about pronouns. Talk about pronouns, dude. Can you believe Donald Trump killed another Jeffrey Epstein victim? Like, why did Trump do that, dude? Trump is out there defending Jeffrey Epstein's name. We have respect for you? Bro, I need that. Rob Noor? I don't want to talk to... Rob Noor and Andrew Wilson are actually pieces of garbage. I don't know why I talk to them. I'd rather talk to random people across the country. I'll have much better discussions with them. All right, my jaw's cooked for the... Okay, have a good night, guys. Remember, you can donate to Jolah Politics on PayPal, Cash App, or Venmo. JOLAHPOLITICS. Jolah Politics on Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal. To support the channel, guys. Support the channel. And thank you for the super chats and channel memberships. Channel memberships are $3 a month, remember? $3 a month to be a YouTube channel member. Get your name to be green in chat. Yeah, Andrew Wilson is literally just a Nazi. All right, have a good night, guys. See you. Thank you again.